Hey guys, welcome back. This is a new mini series where you will learn how to perform CRUD operations using Turbo Stream and Hotwire with Rails 7 application. Here you will also learn how to work with stimulus controllers. This series will be helpful for you in terms of learning Rails 7 with its default Turbo Hotwire stuff to handle the JavaScript. And after following this course, I'm sure that you will be able to handle advanced JavaScript stuffs without using any modern JavaScript framework like Angular, React, Vue, or even without using jQuery. Okay, here you will learn that how to perform CRUD with TurboStream and how to open Bootstrap model using stimulus controller. Okay, so let's start with the development by creating a fresh new Rails app. Just open the terminal and create a new Rails application. So first switch to the terminal. Okay, and then in the terminal you need to generate the command you need to write the command to generate the new rails application. So we can add, let's say, rails new pro finders. Okay, and app name you can use whatever as per your convenience. So here you can see that the command has generated new rails application for us with name pro finder. So just switch to the project, so switch to cd pro finder. Okay, and then you need to open this project into any of your preferred text editor. So I'm opening it in Sublime. Okay, and once you open the app in your preferred text editor, just switch to the gem file, and into the bottom of the gem file you need to add a gem, that is gem css bundling. Okay, save this and run bundle install into the terminal. So switch to the terminal again and run bundle install. And after installing the bundle, let's install the css. So with bootstrap, so rails css install and then bootstrap. Fix this typo. Okay. So it will generate rails css install bootstrap. And once the css has been added, then you need to pin the bootstrap into your importmap.rb so that you will have popper and bootstrap js included in your import map. So you need to run bin, then import map, pin bootstrap. Sorry, not pon, it's pin, then bootstrap. Okay, this will add bootstrap and popper js into your importmap.rb. Okay, and you can find it here. Go to the config.rb, sorry, go to the config directory, and here into the importmap.rb you can see that the command has added bootstrap and popper js into our importmap.rb. Okay, and after doing this, let's generate a home controller and set the root page for your controller. Okay, here I would like to tell that if you wish you can create this controller manually, or if you wish you can do this by using rails generator command. Here I'm going to use the rails generator for creating the home controller. So just write rails g controller, then home index. Okay, it will generate a new controller with name home and an action index. Okay, and now switch to the routes.rb. So switch to the config routes.rb, and here you need to replace this get home slash index via root home hash index. Okay, and now you have set it the custom root page for your application. Now we are all set to start the application. So switch to the terminal and run the command rails s or rails server. And once this command run, you can visit your application into the browser. So switch to the browser, and here you just need to write localhost 3000, and you can see that your app is working. And you can see the home page of index page of home controller, okay, as a root page. Now switch to the application dot layout and set some basic bootstrap container and row class to align our content. So switch to the layouts and application dot html dot trv, and into you just need to yield the block inside the container class. So just add div class container. Okay, and then into this container just add a class row. So div class row, and yield everything into this row. Okay, so now if you refresh your browser, you will see that the content is aligned properly now. Okay, now if you wish, you can add a call lg class to your index section as well. So just add div class call lg12, sorry, call lg12, and then just close it and place everything inside it. Okay, Now if you refresh the page again, you will see the same output. This is the most basic stuff that we needed, and we did that. Okay, now let's generate a user model to perform CRUD operation in our rails 7 app. And here again we have two choices: either create the entire resource to perform CRUD operations manually, or use the rails scaffolding. Okay, here I'm going to use scaffold just to save the time. And if you want to create this resource and all of its CRUD operation manually, and you do not have idea like how to do that, then please visit my full stack development playlist, and that will help you definitely. And I will add the link of that playlist into the description of the lecture. Okay, for now let's generate the user scaffold with the command rails the scaffold user. So switch to the terminal and open the new terminal tab, and into this new terminal tab we need to write our scaffolding command. So what is the command here? Rails the scaffold, and then your model name. So our model name will be user, and then we can add attributes like name, email, city, state, country, and contact number. Okay, and this will add a user model. Sorry, this will generate a user model, a migration for that model, and a controller to handle the CRUD operation. And now run the rails db migrate to get the user table into your schema. So rails db migrate, and this will add the table into your schema. Now let me show you that what the scaffold has generated for us. So you can see that this is the user controller that scaffold provided us. Okay, and now you do not need to implement these seven basic actions. Okay, and scaffold has done already for you. Okay, now we need to visit our users resource into the browser. So switch to the browser and open the users index page. So what you how you can do that? So switch to the URL like localhost 3000 and then users. Okay, sorry, users, and it will open the index page of the user. And here you will see the link to create a new user. So open it and you will be redirected to the form to create a new user. So when you click on the new user, you can see that there is a form to fill the user information. Okay, now see in the terminal that when you clicked the new user link, the request has been sent as HTML. Okay, so if you can visit in the terminal where the server is running, you can see that when you clicked on the new user, users new, and it is processed by users controller new as HTML. Okay, now let's fill this user form, and once I submit this form, you can see in the terminal that request has been sent as turbo string. So switch to the browser again and provide some information here. Let's say Ravi Singh email should be, let's say, test4@gmail.com. Okay, and now let's add state as MP. Okay, and then make some space into the terminal and now submit your form. So when you click on create user, you can see that user was successfully created, and into the terminal where the server is running, you can see that request is coming as the turbo string. Okay, but if you open the users controller here, you can see in the terminal, sorry, into the controller, that in the create action, when you submitted this request, it is still redirecting you as a HTML request, but our request is coming as turbo string. So here is no handling as if turbo stream request is coming into the controller. Okay, so this is the thing that we need to handle in this mini series. Okay, now we need to update our users resources views a bit. For example, if you can see that this is the show template of users. Okay, and now if you click on the back to users, you can see that it is showing like card like or detailed like elements for each user detail. Okay, now if you click on another user again and you create a new user, let's say click Ricky Ponting and then set the email like say test2@gmail.com. And when you click on create user, you can see that another user has been created. And when you come to the index page, you can see that the complete details of the users are shown as this division. Okay, but we need to display all these users data into the tabular format. Okay, and this is the main disadvantage of rails 7 scaffolding. Why? Because before rails 7, or you can say up to rails 6, we whenever you generate a scaffold, you are getting the tabular view of index page, but now you are getting index like this. And if you check on the new show this user or the show page of the user, you can see to delete the user, they are providing a button tag. Okay, and you can verify this tag into the users directory. So open this user html. Okay, oh sorry, no, at the user html you need to open the show.html.trb. So you can see that it is providing you the button to tag. Okay, so this is not a link, instead this is a button tag. Okay, so we will convert this link to a link to tag as well. Okay, so first change the index template of users and replace the existing template by a table or existing view code by a table. Okay, so remove the existing division for users. Okay, and here what we need to do, we need to just sorry, remove this rails tag. We need to write a table here, and into the table just provide a class of bootstrap table. So we can add a table, and then table bordered. Okay, and then use the close this table, and inside this table we need some table head. Okay, and then in this table head we first need a tr, and into this tr just add few ts columns, like let's say name, and then for email copy this name, email, and this is for city, state, country, contact number, and actions. So now place the value of each ts. So city, here state, here country, and then sorry, then contact number, and then actions. Okay, so ts has been completed. Now it's time to implement the t body. So t body, and into this t body we will dynamically iterate over this users collection. You can see at the rate users equal to user dot all. Okay, now let's iterate through this. So we can add, sorry, at the rate users dot h2, and then h2 user, and here, and now we need to add dynamic trs into this table. Okay, so to add this dynamic trs, what you need to do, you need to add tds, and tds like let's say at the rate user, sorry, user dot name, copy this row. Now user dot email, sorry, paste this, and here you need to write city. Okay, here for state, here for country, and then here for contact. So you can add contact number. Okay, and then you need to place three links inside the last td, that is for view, edit, and delete. Okay, so add the first link for view. So at the rate link to view, and then user, and then at the button class that will be class btn info. Okay, and then sorry, just paste, copy this link again, and do the same thing for edit and delete. So just add edit, and here you need to write edit user path, and then simply user. For edit, if you wish, you can change the color for this button. So btn, let's say success, and then do the same thing for delete link. So you delete, and for this delete, now add some method and data confirm. So method, that is delete. Okay, and then data confirm. I'm sure you want to delete this user, and add semicolon here, and now add the danger class to this button, delete button. Okay, okay, save this. And now we are all set with our index template. Okay. Now let's switch to the browser and refresh the page. Okay, so when you switch to the browser and refresh the page, first close this browser, inspect and refresh the page now, and you will see a better styled table into the bootstrap 5 with actions has button respective for that. And now if you inspect each and every row, okay, here you can see that we have two TRs in this table. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to add some unique ID to each of this table row. Okay. And how we can do that? So we know that how we can associate an ID with the row. So we can just add an ID attribute to the table row inside the T body. So we can add, let's say, user row. Okay. But this will not be the unique ID. Why? Because we are iterating this user collection, and the row are appearing through this loop or this iterator. So we will not get a user ID, or we will get same ID for each table row. And in that case, no table row has the unique ID. If you refresh the page now, you will see that this every TR has the ID user row, ID user row inside the TOD tag. Now what we need to do? We just need to do it like user.id. Okay, whatever the user ID for this role's user, sorry, this row's user is. Okay, so now if you refresh the page, you can see that each user has a separate, sorry, a unique table row ID, like user row 1, user row 2. And if you add another user like user with ID 3, ID 4, ID 5, and so on, so you will get a unique ID for each table row. Okay. And why we are doing this? There is a purpose behind doing this. For example, suppose if we click on this edit link, then using the stimulus, what should happen, that whenever we edit this user, it will seamlessly replace this load, replace this row. We do not need to redirect the page or redirect to the index page or show page. Okay, we will simply open the bootstrap model and we will replace this existing row. And in that case, we need to uniquely identify each row matching with the currently user which is we are trying to update. Okay, so we need the user ID here. So now save this. And what we can do, one thing here, like just copy this TR. Okay. And this TR we can paste into the underscore user html.erb. Okay, and you can paste it here. Sorry, just to correct the indentation. Sorry, just correct the indentation, hit the line break, and now we can render this TR or this user HTML partial into this table. So just to close this, and what we need to do here, simply do, let's say, render, and then what we can do, user, and just pass the local to this, that is user comma colon user. Okay, now we can access this user object into this user. Okay, so our table has been shortened now, so we refactored our table. So now if you refresh the browser, you can still see the same output on browser with every table row has a unique ID and table is appearing on the browser perfectly fine. And now as a one more better thing what we can do here, so open the form, and here you can see that how the form is opening appearing now, like it's a basic HTML. So we can add some bootstrap classes to this form. So just open this form, and into the every form just remove this style display block attribute because we don't need that. So we can simply add here, let's say, class form label, and then mb2 md3. Okay, and now add the form control class to each element. So we can add class form control, then form control lg, and then rounded zero, or just keep it form control lg. Okay, and now what we need to do as the next thing, that we need to add div class form group. Save this. And now if you refresh your browser and you will see your form, then you can see the form is appearing like a bootstrap form. Okay, and simply you can just if you wish, you can add a button style to this submit tag or form.submit, but I'm not going to do this right now because we will update this into the bootstrap model when we use the bootstrap model using Turbo-Hotwires. Okay, so I'm just keeping this submit button as it is as of now. Okay, and here we are done with the basic setup so far. And in the next lecture, we will start working on handling the request using the turbo stream and display the user form into bootstrap model using turbo and stimulus controller. Okay, so try this lecture at your end. Okay, and stay tuned and let's meet into the next lecture. Until then, tata, goodbye, take care, stay safe.